And Henry, if you wouldn't mind, could you talk a little bit about, brief time in terms of how you got to be an attorney and why you're the person that is talking to employers a lot about just the framework of a COVID response strategy?
Sure. So the why I got to be attorney, I guess I argued with my mother a lot when I was growing up, and it was a natural field to go into because as a result of that. I mean, the law that I always thought of is the law you see on TV,
Hmm.
and that migrated me towards becoming a litigator, and then specifically developed a specialty in employment. And as a result of my career has been predominantly based on employment matters, benefit litigation as a result of that, which has connected me to some of the people that you know, Mike. And as a result of, it's a two-part practice. One, you're fighting in court about disputes. The last 2.5 months have been nothing about that. The other part of my job is to just counsel people. They have difficult issues with their workforce, and they want to know, how do we stay out of court?
Yeah, yeah. So I would also, I guess I would say to that, knowing that you're a litigator, that means you go to court a lot, and you're either suing somebody or you're defending somebody about
Usually
something.
the latter. Yeah, usually the latter. But you're right. I mean, you know what that process is like. It's slow. It's really inefficient. It's expensive, and it's uncertain.
Yeah, I
I mean,
might say ridiculously expensive. Once you add the word attorney, no offense, dude, but yeah, it's
no, you're right. You're right. I mean, I have the running joke. I wouldn't want to pay me, right? But I mean, that's it, but part of it is it. And now, when you're talking to companies, when the COVID outbreak hit, it's uncertain from so many places. The legal climate is really uncertain. I could talk about that in a minute.
yeah. One point I wanted to get was that given your experience suing and being sued and defending employers in the workplace, it kind of gives you a unique perspective about whatever the condition might be or whatever the reason you're being sued, you probably have a lot of great experience when it comes to what an employer could have done differently to keep themselves from that lawsuit that lawsuit of happening. But even if you couldn't help from being sued, it's like, okay, what could you have done to mitigate the consequences or mitigate the severity of the lawsuit itself? Is that a fair?
Without question, because I mean, as we always tell our clients, all it takes is the filing fee to file a lawsuit. You can't prevent somebody, as long as they have the filing fee, of going to federal court, going to state court, and filing a lawsuit. What you can do is put yourself in the best position to deal with it if that happens.